Hi, I'm Jeff Crawford with Crawford's Auto Repair in Mesa, Arizona. Welcome to my free classes on auto maintenance and repair. This lesson is on dashboard gauges and indicator lights. The vehicle we're going to be using is a 2006 Scion XB, courtesy of Myrex Marketing. If you'd like to have, there's ad space available on the side of this vehicle. If you're interested, you can go to www.myrexmarketing.com. That's M-I-R-E-X marketing.com. Now we're going to go inside the vehicle and we're going to demonstrate all the dashboard lights and gauges. Okay, we'll start over here. Obviously, this is going to be a speedometer that's going to indicate your speed in miles per hour or kilometers per hour. Below that, we have a fuel gauge. It goes from E to F. Obviously, F is full, E is empty. Just to the right, we have a tachometer. This indicates engine speed in revolutions per minute. In other words, how many times the crankshaft is going around in 1 minute. Those are all the gauges on this vehicle. I'm going to turn the key off for a second. We'll turn it back on and we'll demonstrate all the potential lights that are going to come on. Then we'll go explain those lights to you. You can see all these lights here. They all have a different meaning. We're going to go over here and sit down and I'll explain the meaning of each of those lights. The first light we're going to talk about is the airbag light. It's a red light with a picture of a airbag in front of it. This light indicates that there's a problem with the airbag system. It doesn't mean that the airbag won't operate at all. If some of the airbag system is capable of operating, it will still function in the event of an accident. But the items that are damaged will not function. So if this light's on, you should have your vehicle looked at as soon as possible. The next light we have is a brake light. It's typically going to be a red light. This could be an indication that your parking brake is on, that your brake fluid level is low, or that you have a hydraulic failure in the braking system. In any event, if the parking brake is on, obviously release the parking brake and continue driving. If the red brake light comes on, you should stop your vehicle, determine what the cause of the problem is, and most likely have it towed to a repair facility or repair the problem yourself, as this is an indication that you could have a brake failure and be unable to stop your vehicle. Next, we're going to go to the P with a circle around it. That's an indication that your parking brake is on. It's typically a red light. If this light comes on, you'd want to release your parking brake, and if it's not shutting off, then you need to have it repaired or inspect the problem yourself. Next, we're going to demonstrate the ABS lights. There's two examples of an ABS light. They're typically an orange or yellow colored light. This indicates that there's a problem with the ABS system. If this light is on, the ABS system will not function. The conventional brakes will still work just like a vehicle without ABS, but the wheels will skid if this light is on. You should have this looked at as soon as possible. Next, we have the change engine oil or maintenance required. Either one of these lights are an indication that your vehicle is either due for an oil change or a scheduled maintenance item is due to be repaired. It's safe to drive your vehicle at this time. These lights are typically yellow. You should all look in your owner's manual, see what type of maintenance is required if the maintenance required light is on, and if the oil change light is on, obviously have the oil changed and reset that light. If you need to learn how to reset that light, you can look that up in your owner's manual if you perform the oil change yourself. Next, we have check engine light or service engine soon light. This light can be red or yellow or amber in color. This light indicates that there's a problem with the emissions control system on your vehicle. It may not be running properly, or it may be running properly. If this light is on, you should have your vehicle checked as soon as possible, or investigate the problem yourself, or have it repaired at a repair facility. The next light we have is Service Vehicle Soon. The Service Vehicle Soon light is an indication that some preventive maintenance items are due to be replaced on your vehicle.
It's not to be confused with the check engine light or service engine soon. Those are emissions failure lights. This light indicates a maintenance item. Now we have a door ajar light. That's typically a picture of a car with the doors open, or possibly the trunk. If this light is on, obviously you want to make sure that all of your doors are securely closed. If they are securely closed and the light remains on, it indicates there's a fault in the electrical system. You should investigate that yourself or take it into a repair facility and have it diagnosed. Next we have a glow plug light. This light would only be used on a diesel vehicle. This light will illuminate when you initially turn the key on, and you're supposed to wait until that light goes out before you start any diesel vehicle. This is typically a yellow light. It's an indicator that the glow plugs are active. Next we have a blue light. It's a picture of a headlight. That's an indication that your high beams are on. If you're driving and this light is on, obviously if you have traffic approaching in front of you, or if you're approaching another car, you should turn your high beams off. And if you're driving on a rural country road, you can leave them on. The next group of indicator lights are going to be temperature light, low coolant lights, or they're pictures of radiators or a thermometer. These can be yellow or red. This is an indication that the engine is overheating or that the coolant level is low. If these lights come on, you should verify that your engine's not overheating. Stop the vehicle safely as soon as possible. Make sure the coolant level is full and that the engine isn't overheating. Have the problem looked at as soon as possible. Next we have a temp light and a temp gauge. If the temp light comes on, again, this is an indication that your vehicle is overheating. If your temp light is on and you have a gauge, typically you will have the gauge would be in the hot zone. If the engine is not overheating and this light is on, it could be an indication of an electrical problem. You should have the vehicle towed to a repair facility if it's overheating, or diagnose and repair the problem yourself. But certainly want to pull over the vehicle as soon as you can safely stop and investigate the problem. The next light is a picture of a gas pump. This is a low fuel indicator. If this light comes on, obviously you'd want to go to a refueling station and fill up your fuel tank as soon as possible. If the light stays on after your tank is full, again, this is an indication that there's a problem with the fuel sending unit or the electrical system. You'd want to have that looked at by a technician or diagnose it yourself. The next indicator on the dash is going to be the picture of an oil can with an oil dripping. This is a oil pressure indicator light. If this light comes on, you need to stop your vehicle as soon as possible. Check the oil level. If the oil level is not low, this could indicate low oil pressure, and you could have a catastrophic engine failure. You'd want to have your vehicle towed to a place where you could repair it, or to a repair facility. The next lights we have are a wrench light and a lightning bolt light. The wrench light is an indication that it can mean two things depending on your vehicle. It either means that there's a problem with the electronic throttle system, which either one of these lights could mean, or the wrench light can also mean that your vehicle's due for some preventive maintenance or service. Refer to your owner's manual and see what the light means for your particular vehicle. This light is a yellow light. It's a picture of a tire, although it doesn't look much like a tire with an exclamation point in it. This is a low tire pressure indicator. If this light comes on, it means that you have low tire pressure. If this light is flashing, it typically means that there's a fault in the system. If the light is on steady, you'd want to check the tire pressure and all four tires, then drive the vehicle. Typically the light will go off. If it remains on, you need to investigate the problem or schedule a repair at a repair facility. The next light on the dash is going to be the green arrows to the right or left. If those lights are on, typically they're going to be flashing. either right or left or both. If it's flashing right, obviously your right turn signal is on. If it's flashing left, your left turn signal is on. One thing, if you notice that the light they're flashing at different speeds than normal, that's an indication that you could have a burned out bulb. Or if the lights are not flashing at all, this can indicate a burned out bulb. The next set of lights is battery, charge, and alternator. That will be ALT, CHG, or BATT. These lights are all an indication that there's a problem with the charging system or the battery in your vehicle. If these lights come on while you're driving, you want to safely pull off of a highway to a safe location, then test the charging system or drive to a repair facility if possible. One thing, once these lights are on, it's a possibility that your battery could be discharging, and the amount of time you'll be able to drive could be very short, especially if you're driving at nighttime. If you do need to continue driving and it's daylight, you'd want to turn off all the accessories possible and drive to a safe location where you can charge your battery and test your charging system. Now we have the seatbelt light. We all know what that is. That means you need to have your seatbelt on when you're driving. Typically this light will stay illuminated until you fasten your seatbelt. If your seatbelt is fastened, this is an indication that there's a problem in the electrical system of the seatbelt warnings, and you could have the vehicle or take the vehicle to a repair facility and have that repaired or repair it yourself. The next set of lights is going to be traction control or slippery surface. If this light illuminates, it means one of two things. One, that it could be that you're driving on a slippery surface and your tires are slipping, so you need to drive carefully. The other is if you have your traction control turned off, it can illuminate the light, or if there's a fault in the system. So there are many reasons for this light to come on. They don't all indicate a fault, but it should not stay on while driving down a road if the conditions are not slippery.
Okay, that concludes our lesson on gauges and indicator lights in your vehicle. You can view these classes online at www.crawfordsautoservice.com. We hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you.